Hello everyone, and welcome back to My Femme Truth. Today is episode 2 of The Silent Years. It's about my journey from 16 to 55. And it's about how I suppressed and basically locked away Charlize for all those years. But first I want to tell you the little story. Yesterday I did my cooking video, which was going great. I looked incredible. And towards the very end, when I was layering my taco breakfast bake, my camera overheated and shut down. So I don't have any video of layering it, which now I'm trying to decide what to do about the video, because there is some surprising video in there. I decided to take a walk outside, dressed up. The very first time that I have gone into a public area dressed as a woman, and it was very thrilling and exciting. But in the video that I took of me being outside, I talk about the cooking video a little bit. So I'm going to take a look at that footage and see if I can't show you what I looked like yesterday. And being outside, like I said, it was quite a thrill for me. I forgot my keys in my apartment when I went outside, so I had to knock on my neighbor's patio window, who knows that I'm bi gender, and she has seen me with makeup, but she's never seen me dressed up as a woman. Anyways, when she saw me, she told me I looked amazing, which made me feel very, very good. Anyways, I asked her if I could shoot some video on her deck, so she let me. So I shot some video on her deck outside, and we were talking out on the sidewalk, and a woman walked by us, and I kind of got a look, but I don't really care. But I'm taking small steps to going outside, and to me that was my first big step. I would really like to go on a cruise and get dressed up and have some fun dressed as a woman. I just not sure how people are going to accept me. Anyways, so enough of that. I'll show you my outfit today. I bought this dress at Shein quite a while ago. I don't know if I've worn it before, but I quite like it. Oh, I have to tell you, yesterday I went to Walmart and I bought some nylons, and I did that on the weekend. And yesterday I put on one of the pairs of nylons, and it was nice to put on a brand new pair. There's no little snags or runs or anything in them. And when I was talking to my neighbor, she noticed that I had a little hole down in my heel right here. This is a tiny hole right there. I was really disappointed because usually the nylons I buy from Walmart last a lot longer than that. So anyways, so let's move along, and I am going to do my episode 2, The Silent Years, now. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, it's an interesting journey of how I suppressed and how there was some close calls throughout that journey with the idea of Charlize, who really didn't exist yet. Charlize didn't become, I should say, I didn't become Charlize until after I started cross-dressing, because I wanted a femme name. And I'll even go into why my name is Charlize Ariel, and I think most of you will understand. Anyways, I don't go into that. That's for a later episode. So let's get to the story. Hi, I'm Charlize. In episode 1, I shared the moment I first saw myself at 16. Standing in front of a mirror, dressed in my mom's jeans, nylons, and blouse. It was beautiful and terrifying. But what came after wasn't discovery, it was silence. This is episode 2 of My Femme Truth, The Silent Years. After the glimpse of her, of me, I didn't chase it, I buried it. I folded the jeans, put the nylons away, pretended it never happened. The image stayed with me, of course. It would never truly leave. But I tried to push it out of reach. Back then, in the 80s, being different wasn't something you shared, especially not if you were a boy in Vancouver. My late teen years, I was doing what most young men do: dating, working, keeping busy. That's when I met Leah. She was warm, gentle, uncomplicated, in the way that made me feel like I could be normal. We dated for 2 years. She didn't know what I was hiding. Nobody did. I told myself I could make it work. That if I loved her enough, if I just kept leaning into being a man, there were nights I'd lie beside her and wonder what it would feel like to wake up as her, or next to her as another woman. Not out of fantasy, but belonging. When I was 22, I met Alice, a transgender woman. She was radiant, confident, in a way I'd never been. We became good friends. She didn't know my truth, but just being near her lit a flame I had tried to smother. Watching her be herself made me question everything I had spent years hiding. I didn't want to be with her. I wanted to be like her. Still, I said nothing. At 24, I moved to Calgary. A clean start, fresh distractions, but my shadow came with me. I dated around for a while. Then I met Alicia. She was funny, strong, and sharp. We got married, had our first child, Emma, in Calgary. I became a father, And for a time, I believed that would be enough to straighten me out. But fatherhood doesn't erase identity. It just complicates how you hide it. We moved to Saskatoon and had our second child, Jessie. Life became diapers and deadlines, responsibilities, routines. But every now and then, late at night, when the house was still, I would fold Alicia's panties or hang her camisole and feel this quiet ache. A longing, not for her, but for me. The man who wore nylons at 16. The me who still hadn't said her name. 5 years later, we moved to Edmonton. And within 18 months, the marriage collapsed. We were both exhausted. I was emotionally absent. Not because I didn't love her, but because part of me had been locked away, screaming into a closet I refused to open. After the divorce, I drifted, moved back to Saskatoon. And that's where I met Jenna, online. She was living in New Haven, Michigan. We connected fast, so I moved again, this time to Sarnia, Ontario. Another new place, another new mask. Jenna and I were together for 2 years. But that's when the old urges returned, stronger than before. I found myself lingering in her dresser drawers, not to wear her clothes, just to feel them. Trace the lace of a thong, press a bra cup to my face. Hold on to those fabrics like they were lifelines. I never dressed up, not yet. But in those quiet moments, Charlize stirred. We eventually split, and I moved back to Calgary again. That's where I met Tracy. We had a daughter together. And once again, I felt the soft hum of longing return. There were days I'd sit on the edge of her bed, staring at her panties in the laundry basket, wanting to slip into her softness, not sexually, but spiritually. I just wanted to feel like myself. Back then, I worked as an auto body tech. Gritty, loud, tough work. Steel-toed boots, sanding blocks, and chemical fumes. Everything about the job was manly, but inside I was craving the opposite. Grace, softness, stillness. One day, Tracy's parents, who ran a driving school, convinced me to get my commercial license. And just like that, I became a flat deck trucker. The road was my escape. The endless stretches of highway, the isolation, the freedom. 10 years passed with Tracy. Eventually, we separated too. I bought a townhouse, my first time living alone in years. And 6 months later, I met Heather. She was grounded, loyal, honest, in a way that disarmed me. We moved in together quickly, and we've been together ever since. But even in that relationship, I carried her, Charlize, with me. Not yet visible, not yet named, but no longer buried. The silence had lasted decades, but it was cracking, and soon I would speak her name for the first time. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of My Femme Truth. Next week, I'll share how Charlize finally began to emerge again. Not in public, not all at once, but in secret, behind the wheel of my flat deck truck, with a pink cherry order, some late night tucking, and a razor in my hand. This is Charlize, and this is My Femme Truth. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share this video, send me some comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.